This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Saturday morning in the wee hours, like 4:45 Central Time. And I'm awake and I'm up and going, and I thought, I want to finish my month of January, in my desk scatter, scrappy calendar page. I'm taking little bits and pieces of scraps that I have and gluing them down in this desk calendar. I did this about a couple years ago. And once you get it all filled front and back, it will fan out and it'll become a totally round journal. I'm having so much fun doing this, and it uses up all these little bits and pieces that accumulate. I also found a text stamp, and I found these inks that I got from somebody, someplace, some sale, Ink 3. And I thought, well, I'm going to use it. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. And we'll just see how this goes. Let me get into my channel. There I am. And see, I got an ad here. Let me turn it down. And I've got 3 of you out there watching, but I turned my ad down and I lost my chat. So let's see if I can do this again. There you are. It's Dee Dee. She's up. She's an hour later than I am, though. I have to straighten out my camera. My desk here is straight, but in the camera it is crooked. So I'll do that. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee. It's good to see you early in the morning, your Catterday mornings. Dee Dee's Catterday. I saw a short that you did long time ago with Catterday. Or was it? No, it was your studio. It was your studio. Well, it could have been both of them. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee. I've got 4 of you out there. Welcome in, welcome in. You aren't usually on. No, I'm not. But I want to keep up with this. I want to keep up with this January, and I've got a lot of pages to do here. So I thought I'd pop on for a little bit. I don't know how long the little bit will be. You've been up about an hour. Well, I woke up about 2:30. I watched some videos. Let me straighten out my camera. Doop, 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 doop. Is that a little straighter? Oh, it's a little better. And I dug out some new fresh. I was digging my glue out last night. So I got some fresh glue. A fresh glue stick. And I have this whole box and a half of desk scatter. I got stickers. I might use the stickers. Let's pull the sticker pad out. These offcuts. Looks like I was using them I was using them on a calendar. Let's just pull some things out to use on my desk calendar. This sticker tablet has a little elastic on it. Oh, let's just pull some desk scatter out. Calendar strip. Some fabric. Sometimes I get things that have much color on them. But I've got a lot of scrap in here. I'm just going to pull out acrylic marker spine here. And this is a really good way to use up all these things that accumulate. That you just can't, you don't have the heart to throw it away. I might have to throw away some of these, but I like to keep them for scribbling. Sometimes I just need a little bit to scribble on. Now, I think we'll pull this fabric and that piece of lace, this, and maybe a All right, we're going to stop here. I've got more. I've got plenty more. Yay for new glue sticks, Dee Dee says. Mary and Dee Dee, nice to see you. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda, I kind of don't go on at my 4:30 hour. It's 4:50 here. But so I miss seeing Rhonda in the wee hours of the morning. And sometimes when I go on, there she is. All right, so we're going to start. Let's start up at the front here, see where I am. I ended up taking my first page, which was the back was just front matter, because I insisted on putting this moon in there. So it tore my page, so I put it there. But this is January 1st. And I don't have the second done. Let's read the second. This is a friendship calendar. It does have some Bible verses in it, but it's a lot of friendship. January 2nd says, the human heart has hidden treasure. Ooh. In secret kept, in silence sealed. The thoughts, the hopes, the dreams, the pleasure, whose charms were broken if revealed. Oh, Charlotte Bronte. The human heart has secret treasure. I'm going to put some. Now, one thing I like to do is take a thin pen, one of Dee Dee's Sharpie pens here with the I don't soak through pen. And I like to darken the text here because I don't know why these printers now, I've been noticing it in my art magazines. They use this really light font and it's hard for old eyes to read. I guess it might save them ink. But this is January 2. And of course, I'll leave this the way it is. Got an ad already. Rhonda says she's up early. Yeah, Dee Dee's favorite pen. Now, Papermate puts out some too. And I don't know if I have them here. I found it at Walmart, but I don't find those very often. Here's another Sharpie, I think. No, is this the Papermate or this is the Papermate one. And it's got a little bit of more of a felt tip. It's not quite as it's not quite as fine as the Sharpie. The Sharpie's more of a fine point. And I like them both. I don't buy the Papermate ones very often because I don't see them. I don't go on Amazon and buy them. I buy the Sharpies on Amazon. Oh, my arm is already knocking stuff off. All right, I guess I'm going to have to tear this a little, or I could put it down at the bottom. Let's put it down at the bottom. And get my famous glue stick out. You're early, Dee Dee, Rhonda says. You're early. Let me get to my chat filter and put all messages on. And I'm just going to use up scraps. Let's use up the scraps. Oh, and I want Charlotte Bronte to show. Wouldn't you know, I glued that down really good. Maybe not that good. There, that's good enough. Of course, I didn't put it away, so let's take this one and put it this way. To tear it a little more. This is Christmas wrapping paper, believe it or not. And at my grandniece's house, they throw this away unless I go, pass that on to me, please. And they laugh and then pass it to Meri because she needs it. Looks like I tore that, but I can put it back together. I didn't get my Band-Aid off from last night. I didn't think about it. I'm going to glue it down. Glue that Band-Aid down. I'll take it off today sometime. I need to let that little paper cut. It was an owie. I need to let the air get to it so it'll heal faster. But when it's a fresh cut like that, if you don't put a Band-Aid on it, the little skin catches on things. And that's an owie. It goes like... No, it must go... I have this one down here. We'll put it like this. So and put it down a little further. Goes way down. Okay. I've got this I'm going to put in here. So this is a fun way to use up scraps. I got Dee Dee's collage this week in the mail, and last night I used Dee Dee's collage in a journal. I think I'm going to put this one over here because it's thinner. And what do I have here? Yeah, I want to take one of the same, I think. I must be hitting a tape or something there. Doesn't want to tear. So we'll cut it. So I'm only going to work on the calendar this morning, so if this bores you, I give you permission to leave. I just want to work in January. February is around the corner. It starts tomorrow. All right, I feel like I want an image. And I have this, I got this from Pearl. This is postage stamp fabric. And I've had it around for a while. Let's put a postage stamp of what? A horse. I just looked, a horse and a weird chicken. Or we could do New York and the Rose. Let's do New York. Statue of Liberty. Good way to start out the new year. And let's just cut this block out. This is fabric. I've had it in my stash for several months. It's time to use it. Time to use it. We'll put the Statue of Liberty here. Look, it's black and white on the other side. Not interesting. I like the color, though. I need some color. New York, New York. And then I got a watermelon and a rose and kind of a border of roses. Looks like a rose. It may not be. I have to look at it better. We'll put this one. Not sure what this is. Maybe it's strawberries. Put that down there. Put the watermelon there. Oops. The watermelon here. Whatever this is. I think it's a bowl of strawberries. Can't quite figure it out. And there are little flowers on there. No, I don't like it so. Yeah. Oh. All right. Stop it. Threads. Threads, threads everywhere. So what are you doing today? What is up in your world? I'm staying home. I think we're supposed to get some more early morning. We don't get big snow. We've been getting little flurries. I think it's supposed to flurry this morning here. And I like to stay in when that happens. Boy, that glue stick has an odor to it. Or I'm just very sensitive to it this morning. Now I'm going to put these, I think, over here in the corner or up here. Doesn't quite fit there. Well, it kind of does. I think I like it better over here. I think the Carolinas, I was worried about Becky, but I think it's going north of her. I was watching Ryan Hall. I think the Carolinas is kind of the northern South Carolina. Northern South Carolina. All right, there's January 2nd. Oh, did Arlene pop in? Hi, Arlene. Oops, got an ad. Good morning, Arlene. I did use most of it. I found a little white sheet that didn't get in there. I put it inside of the book. I'll use it the next time the next thing I'm going to do is add color. Okay, January 3rd says, friends are very special. So that means you guys, you're very special. You're friends in the box. Fibs. Friends are very special. They make you smile and encourage you to succeed. They lend an ear and they share a word of praise. That's your job, to praise me. Oh, Meri, your job is just to watch and enjoy. And to lend an ear. All right, I'm going to use Dee Dee's pen and darken the text here so I can read it. January. Good morning, Miss Arlene. It's good to see you. I missed my Friday morning stream. I overslept. I was up like at 1 o'clock Friday morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So when 5 o'clock rolled around, guess what? Meri slept. Ooh, I kind of like this side. It looks like I was swatching. This is I made a brick for some reason or another. Kind of looks like little houses. You guys, Make magazine. Not Make, it's What Women Create. And it's this issue, this month's issue, or this, whatever, its most recent issue, has a series on this lady who's making little houses. I'm looking for, I got some glue out. Where's that glue? Here. I got these from a lady, Deborah Brown. She sent a whole bunch of them. And Deborah has passed away now. She's been gone for, she left us about almost 2 years ago, I think. But I still have these little glue pieces, and I thought it would be good to glue down the stronger pieces here. So I'm going to open one up. A package. You've been using them. I had used them, but then I quit using them when she passed away. Isn't that terrible? I want to use all Deborah's glue up. But these are really cool because maybe you've seen them on the retail. I don't know. But they got the little spreader on the bottom. And you open it up. You open it up and the tip is there. I don't think I have to. And it's Elmer's glue, so it should do a pretty good job here. And I'm not going to glue out to the ends because, well, maybe I will this end. Because some of this is going to hang over, I think. It's going to have a hangover from Friday night. All right. And then you can take your glue spreader on this end and spread that glue out. You don't have to use your fingers. And let's flip it over and put it right down. Oh, it's going to cover up some of the text. Who said that? It didn't credit it. Well, all right then. I need to pull it over a little. This calendar's already starting to bend, so I've got like 3 or 4 pages here that I didn't want to put this down on. All right, and I'm going to let this little tabby over here hang over the side. Friends are very special. They make you smile. You guys do make me smile and encourage you to succeed. They lend an ear and they share a word of praise. So, what else shall we put on here? Oh, I need something flat. Ooh. No, that doesn't go. Look, I got a thank you from Lisbeth, from Jacqueline's. From Lisbeth. She was in Jacqueline's stream yesterday, and Pam and I gifted her, and she said, no, no, no. And so she gifted us right back. We were kind of in a gifting war. Poor Jacqueline. Poor Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I was kind of worried that we were, you know, sometimes when you gift, it can get pretty confusing. And this is Jacqueline's thank you tab. And now where am I going to put it? Like this. I want it to show. I could let that hang out, but if it hangs out, well, I got her hang when I'm working on this, when I work from January to whatever the last month is here, I think it's June, I let it hang out on this side. But when I flip it, I let it hang out on this other side, and it all ends up over this. We don't want it to hang out on this side because this is the side it stands on when it's. I think what I'm going to do, rather than let it hang out, I could put Elizabeth here and the thank you over here. I don't know. I might use this on a different page. I got my bunny stamp. I could put that on here. I think I'll do that. Kind of tuck him in there. And I'll use my glue again. So, do I want to use the whole thing? No. So, about a little more than, probably about 3/8 of an inch in here. And I do like that I can spread this out. I just have to turn it over. I'll put my bunny under here. I like that. I can even put, let's push him down a little bit more. Okay. And then I can put something up there. We've already used that. Let's see what else I have here. Oh, I've got that strip of numbers. Just a bunch of scraps. Scrappy scraps. And let's use the glue stick. Might tuck that under. Let's put it this way. Oh, there goes the lid. I wonder if my lap caught it. No. Where did it roll off to? Here it is. Should get out. Angie's little bowl for that stuff. I got 2 lids sitting here. Where's Angie's bowl? Did I bury it? Angie's little mini bowl to hold my lids. Now let's take this and put it over here. Oh! There went the light. Ouch, it's hot. All right. Stop being so ornery. Let's put some more glue down in here. Kind of hold that, it's warping. All right, now I need something on this side. Kind of weird. Let's cut this little thing. And as long as I have release paper on the back, I don't mind cutting with my regular scissors. If I don't have release paper on the back, this double-sided tape gets really sticky on my scissors. I need a needle here, a pen to cut me a little tab. Once you get a little tab, you can get a hold of it on the corner and pull up on it. Just a bunch of scrap. Uh-oh. This is not gonna, I'm gonna have to cut that off, I think. Where's that release paper? I don't want anything on this side because this is going to be what the calendar stands on this side. Come on, Meri. Of course, when you do something tricky like this, your nose itches, your eyes itch, your face gets scratchy. There we go. Got a little piece here. Let's put it in there. Underline the January. There we go. It's not beautiful, but I'm using up scraps. So that's January 3rd. Where's my pen? January, I went from 3rd to 5th. January 4th says, the Lord will guide you always. Psalm 32:8. This is Psalm 58:11. Psalm 32:8 was the very first, when I very first became a Christian, accepted the Lord, February 4th, 1970. My 56-year anniversary with the Lord is coming up next month. 56 years. Can you believe that? And the very first verse I claimed out of the Bible, very first verse that meant a lot to me, was Psalm 32:8, and it's all about instructing you and teaching you the way you should go. I wish I could say that I understood everything back then, but I was a pretty lost soul. Didn't know who I was. I know now. I'm just an old lady. All right. Let's see. How about some bling and some fabric? Let's do some of this black fabric. I think I used this on the inside of my let's do it this way. My Harrison Fisher book. I think it was on the cover, not the inside. So let's tear this kind of midway here, if and I can. Where'd I put those scissors? The little ones. Alrighty. No, I don't know if it's gonna tear. I might have it doubled. Is this doubled? Is it double trouble? No, it's all one layer, I think. It's not. There it goes. Whew, it's getting warm in here. I didn't turn that fan on. I might have to take a break and turn on the fan. I'm sitting right above the furnace. If it goes, I go. I'll see you in heaven if the furnace blows. It isn't going to blow. My brother has it serviced every year, about in November of every year. That, and then in the spring, he has the air conditioning serviced. I've got to reach over and turn that fan on. It's really warm in here. Oh, and it's a reach, but I can do it. I can do it. Just push that plug in there. Oh, that feels good. Alrighty. So January 4th, the Lord's gonna guide me. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. That's a song. There's probably a verse too. think it's 103. You see, I missed my devotions this morning. I'm having my devotions online. I am, though, doing scripture memory now. When you first became a Christian, I was led to the Lord by a gal who was in a college group called the Navigators. And I've lost all track of her. I wish I could find her again. I've looked for her. I can't find her. I can find some of my other college friends from about that time, but I can't find her. I don't know whatever happened to her. The last I heard, she got married and moved to Virginia Beach, and then I lost track of her. But I lost what I was going to say. Guess it wasn't important. Just chattering away. I forgot what I was going to say. Guess it wasn't important. Here's some black floral. Let's put that down here. There's enough room for it. I like that. I think I'll cut it. Let's trim it here. Of course, I cut stuff stuck on my scissors. Oh, when I very first became a Christian with the Navigator group, they really stressed scripture memory, and I love scripture memory. I was always good at memorizing things. I'm going to write Isaiah 58:11 above here, because that's what this verse is. I-S-A-I. Oh, I got it backwards. A-I. Yeah. A-H. 58:11 NIV. New International Version. But anyway, I was always good at memorizing when I was younger. When I was like in primary, no, I was probably about the 4th or 5th grade. I memorized a whole page of A Christmas Story and stood up there and chattered it away on a Christmas program. Of course, then when you're that young, you don't have the projection in your voice, and I doubt that anybody heard me out in the audience, but I memorized that entire page of it. Was A Christmas Story. Don't ask me what it was about now, because I don't know. I saw some black paper. Let's do some black paper in here on the border. January 4th is all about being guided by the Lord. I think I need to put a little up here and a little in here. Whoops. This is put that there, and I've got another piece to put over here. Yeah, I was pretty lost. I was a freshman in February, but that was the second semester of my freshman year. The first semester, I didn't want to go to college. I thought I did when I applied, but then I got scared after summer school. And my poor mother. I went to, right after my senior year of graduating, You have to understand, I come from a small school, and the university at that time, I don't know what it is now, had about 40,000 students, and it was scary for me. And I went to summer school, and I didn't want to go back. And I sat up in my room, and I said, I'm not going back, I'm not going back, I'm not going back. And I was shouting it. My poor mother, she came upstairs, and she convinced me to just try it one more semester. And I did. I listened to my mother. And I went for several years, but then I dropped out and went to business school, got my legal assistant degree. That I never really was a legal assistant, but it was good study. It was good study. I'll say that first. I think I'm going to quit there, unless I can find. Oh, here's some roses. Do I want to put those on there? I think I do. It'll bulk it up, but I don't mind the bulk because it's going to flare out anyway. Let's put, these came from Miss, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Rebecca Wills makes these, she calls them Rococo trim. And she makes these little roses, ribbon roses, and puts them on this rickrack. This is, excuse me, it must be something in here, or that fan. This is not purchased. This is handmade roses. I'm going to have to stop here for a minute because I sneezed 20 times. I'm going to have to kind of take care of my nose. Excuse me. Or it'll be running down my face. Thank you. Now I got glue on my fingers anyway. Let's get some. And I'll come out in a minute and look at chat. I'm just chatting. Oh, almost went over the cliff here. I've got too much stuff up there. What's there that's making it not stand? There we go. Let's put that little ink bottle over here. You sneeze, you gotta do hand sanitizer. All right, I'm gonna put these little Rococos on here with the glue. And I probably should keep a pin in this to keep it from sealing itself. I'll probably use this entire little package today. Come on. There isn't a whole lot of glue in these, but what's in here is nice to have. All right, let's start with the... And I'm not going to smish this down because I'm putting a dimensional. Come on. Oh. Is that right? Yeah. I'm putting dimensions on it. Whoops, I'm going to have more there. It's going to clog up on me. Come on, Meri. It's twisty. Oh, I'm liking it. And then I think I'm going to take my pen. Got glue there. Let's get out that Papermate one. It's a little bit darker. What I do with it? Well, we can use this. It'll soak through, but I'll take care of it when I get to the other side. Let's go under here. There. Oh, I might have to use glossy accent on this. I might have to come back to it because I might have just bumped it here. Where's the flower? It's kind of twisty. It's kind of, I think I'll put some tape on it. Hold it, I got some painter's tape here. Let's put a piece of painter's tape there to kind of hold that. Penelope. And hopefully the painter's tape will hold it until it dries. I don't know how good it's going to be, but we shall see. All right. And then I'm going to flip it. And let me come out and look at chat. We're ready for January 5th. Now, I've worked other pages in here, so, but these in here, I didn't start this calendar right away. So, January 5th, looking forward into an empty year, strikes one with a certain awe, because one finds therein no recognition. The years behind have a friendly aspect, and they are warmed by the fires we have kindled, and all the echoes are the echoes of our own voices. Alexander Smith. Okay, Alexander. Let me put a pin in here because I'm not going to use this again right away. All right, let me come out and look at chat. Chat filter, top messages, chat filter, all messages. Laura, good morning. My son's entire high school is that size. That's neat. Mina, is Mina in here? My nephew in Ohio, his class alone has over 1,500 kids. Wow. Well, you're in New Jersey, though. I'm in Nebraska. 40,000 students in 1969 was a pretty good size. I don't know, it's probably more now. Let's see. Whoops, got an ad. Let's go up. Laura says, I only went to Boca and got Lauderdale where my family vacationed homes as a kid. Never been to West Palm Beach. What state, Mina? What did Mina say? Yep, they'd send out 2 school buses to pick up the students. I love the rainy days because the school was in the foothills, and sometimes the bus drove through a low-hanging cloud. Ooh, that's cool. Mina is in Arizona. Jersey said, I've not been to Florida since my daddy passed in 2019. He lived in Naples, and I miss him every single day. My girlfriend convinced me to come, and now I'm really glad. It's the other side of the state. Aww. Mina said, my high school had about 100 students tops. Well, my freshman year, we were really small. There were only 5 students in my class, and probably about the same in the other classes. Very small. They closed the school down. My freshman year was the last year of that school, high school. I think they still continued with the grade school. And I went to a bit larger where I had 28 students in my sophomore class, and about the same number through my senior year. And then going to 40,000 and being a quiet person that I am, or was, was a experience. a real experience for Meri. And like I said, my first semester, well, I went to summer school. I came home. I swore I'd never go back. I think it was fear more than anything. I think my mother recognized that it was fear. And she convinced me to try the next semester. And so I did, and I kept going. I never really graduated from the university. I have a lot of hours, or had a lot of hours. I still have them, but they're not, they were never in the right hours to get a degree. And I withdrew, and I went to business school for legal assistant. And at that time, it was a real new program. Legal assistants in that era were a new career path, and it was, anything new is going to take time to catch on. And but I did work a little bit in a couple of law firms afterwards. And then I got into a company that at that time printed law reviews. And eventually that all went computerized. And I took some programming courses, and the rest is history. I was a programmer and a systems analyst, I guess you could call it that. A consultant systems analyst was my official title until 2014, I think. And then in 2006, I had a couple years of unemployment. It was kind of hard years, and I was older. It's harder when you're older to get jobs. And in 2016, I came back to Nebraska. And I've been down here for 10 years. 10 years, that's my life in a briefcase. Jersey says, my girlfriend is all bummed it's cold there. I said, -3 here. Anything is warmer. We're talking about Florida. Yeah, that's where I was sneezing. Arlene says, since the strokes, I don't remember things well, but a Christian neuroscientist told me to do the memory reading anyway, because the info will be in my brain, even if I can't recall it. Not only in your brain, Arlene, it'll get into your heart. And that Holy Spirit still can work in your life, and he might just recall something at the time you need it. So even though you may not be able to repeat it word for word, and exactly, you know, like when you were in the Navigators, we had to say it word perfect. And if we didn't say it word perfect, we had to say it again until we got it word perfect. And I liked scripture memory. And the thing of it is, you can pray it back to the Lord without having to get out a devotional or get out your Bible. You know, you could just be thinking about it and pray it back to the Lord. We're talking to Christians here. If you're not a Christian, just sit and listen. We're not preaching at you. We're not preaching, but I do like to talk every now and then. I don't try to do it constantly, but I do like to talk about my faith. I think it's very important to talk about your faith every now and then. And I haven't had my devotions this morning. Got an ad. Let's go down to the bottom. Laura's heading to Florida, Meri. Wow! You're going to Florida where it's warmer, and they had snow down there. I was watching YouTube. They had snow, and they didn't have the snow blowers and the road crews to clear it all off. Laura, be careful when you go down there. Okay, ladies, Laura says it's time for the company on the ride to the airport. Time to go. Oh, thank you for the company. Time to go. Have a great day. Well, have a good time in Florida. But be careful of those snowy roads down there. Oh. Mina says, beautiful country, Arlene. That land is sacred to the Navajos. Arlene said, Mina, I had a stroke in Canyon de Chelly Shelley, Arizona. It was so beautiful. I remember thinking that if it was my time, that would be a perfect place to be. Aww. Jersey says, that's amazing, Mary. I was talking about there being 28 students in my class. She said, you only find that class size in private schools in Jersey. Yeah, and I do think the smaller schools, we don't get the Spanish. I never had any foreign language. And it was my senior year that they finally introduced art. We got an art class my senior year. I was over the moon. And so you don't get a whole lot. There's a lot of volleyball and basketball. They spent all afternoon playing sports. I was not a sport person. But we had a good history. We had pretty good math, general math, and algebra 2 and geometry. I took, I guess you could say, 3 years of math, believe it or not. General math, business accounting, and history all 4 years, English all 4 years, science, I think 2 years, and then there was chemistry. They had advanced math, they had calculus and trig, but I never really. We had a good math teacher, but I was not convinced at that time I was smart enough to figure it out. Laura says, I love Arizona, Mina. My partner lived in Flagstaff, and we visited there once when I wanted to move there. Mina says, in the classrooms, all the desks were situated so our backs were to the windows. The teachers were wise to daydreaming while we looked at the mountains. I don't need to look out a window to daydream. I just close my eyes and I'm gone. Arlene says, Laura, my graduating class was the largest in the history of the county, and at that time, there were almost 100 that year. Well, that was fairly large for a smaller school. My son's entire high school was that size. Okay, I'm back up to there. Arlene says, Mina, yes, the rescuers were Navajo. We were staying on a reservation. And Laura's off to Florida. All right. Shelley is pronounced Shay. Oh, well, it looks like Shelley. It's pronounced Shay. Okay. Well, I'm on January 5th. Looking forward to an empty year. I already read that. How about build with the best? How about putting a build with the here on top? I'm only going to work in this calendar this morning. What time is it? 5:43. I probably won't stay on any later than 7 o'clock because I think that I don't know what time they come on because I kind of lose track of them. But I think Chris K and MNW, Miriam, and some of those others that I don't watch on Saturday mornings come on. So I don't know exactly when, but I thought if I was on until 7. And I won't do this every Saturday. It's just me wanting to catch up. Build with the, and I need to color mine January 5 here. Of course, I pulled the wrong one. I'm learning how to do their J. I'll never remember it, but, and I mess it up, but that's okay. If they wanted it perfect, they should have darkened it so I could read it. January 5. There we go. And It's Build with the Best for some reason. I don't know where I got that journal spot, but I'm going to do Build. Whoops, I'm going to have to move it up a little. Yeah. With the and I guess best is going to go down here. And I'm not going to read the verse again. It was all about looking forward to in an empty year. And it talked about the goodness of last year that you bring forward. And I think I'll stick with the black and white and do this. Tear it here and then turn it. Put it this way. Oh man, I don't want that. And let's grab some of this. I only need to there. Let's tear it. This. Oops, it's going to have to be torn a little bit more. So maybe I'll do a little bit of slow stitching today. I think I want to do some February art. I found some red felt, and I have some red fabric over here that I got from Rebecca. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do hearts. Hearts are kind of redundant for me on February. I've seen enough hearts already in all the videos. I'll do something else that's red. Maybe red people. I want something down in there. Using up all this Christmas wrapping paper. Yes, I am. Move that over and tear that off a bit. Move that there. So that matches up. Matching up my plaids. Oops, it doesn't match there though, Mary. You went too far down. You went crooked. The paper must be crooked. Must have tore it crooked, Mary. Let me pull it a little further. I'm going to have to take it off. we go. And we can tear this. All right. Let's put the cap on this glue stick. And I think, I don't know what I did with mine. There it is. I think the next page I'll do some stickers. Now when I use this pen, it will soak through to probably December on the other side. There you go. Not too bad. It didn't soak through too bad. You can kind of see it. All right. So January 6th says, always stay connected so always stay connected to people and seek out things that bring you joy. So stay connected to people and seek out things that bring you joy. Dream with abandon. Pray confidently. Barbara Johnson. Sounds like a friend I know, Barbara Johnson. Very familiar name. And we're going to practice our J here. We get to do the F for February pretty soon. And I should sit some early morning and work in the Seasons Journal, because I'm way behind there. But it's not a daily, it's a weekly thing. And I think I have one January done. So maybe 3 weeks. I could do 3 pages some morning. All right, let's do some stickers. Where's my sticker book? Let's do some stickers. They're black and white and gold. Knock things off here. Push it way up. My elbow wants to knock things off. Butterflies. Let's do some stickers. Notes. Ah, here we go. If I can get a hold of the page. I cut my fingernails. I'm going to tear it out. Oh, and there's words. There's some words here. Okay. So we're going to put a gold sticker I might have to put something on the back of it. We'll see. Let's put it, shall I put it up here? And I'm hoping that's going to stay. And then I'm going to flip my page. And let's see what I have. Piece of black. And I might put some glue on this. And that'll stick out the side. And I don't mind it sticking out the side. Black that I just cut from and put a piece down. No. I'll have to think what I want here. Let's take a word. Reminder, priority. Today. Today. Remember, priority. Today. Remember, reminder, appointment, day off. This is a planner stickers to do. I think I'll put this. Let's take it out. Let's put the butterfly on it. I like that. Now I can do the black on the bottom, and then I'll put another word down here. I don't want to ruin my... Always stay connected to people. Looks like I did some stitching there. Red stitching. Let's use that. Little cross stitches. Probably with my sewing machine. It's got a thread hanging from it too. Do I want the threads hanging? They sometimes bother me. Let's cut them off. Especially when I'm working in the journal. If I have the page already finished, I don't mind hanging threads, but when I'm working on it, they get in my way. I get on my Band-Aid. I like those little stitches there. So we need to trim it just a bit here. And that'll go there. And I'll put a word in down below. Let's use my glue. Because that's a Astro Bright cardstock paper. See, I think I pretty much have used what's in this. Not quite. Put that right there. Maybe bring it over just a teensy bit. And let's find a word. Day off, appointment, reminder. Priority, day off, reminder. I guess reminder is what it's going to be. Because it's black. And I don't trust this cap. It wants to roll off of the... Where did I put my glue stick? Where'd the glue stick go? Well, I'll use this for now. So I think I pretty much have used what glue was in there. There's not a whole lot of glue in these. Oh, she said, and then it all gushed out. Reminder. Oh. Come on. There we go. What happened to my glue stick? My scissors. Did it roll off on the floor? I don't see it down here. got to be here someplace. It's hiding from me. There it is, up above. Let's put the cap on it. All right. We still got some to do on here. How about some red? We need some red. That's really Valentine, but it fits. Let's do it this way. I'm going to use a glue stick. And if it doesn't hold, I'll put it back on with something else. I like the red pop of color. And what else do I have here? I need something long. Got some lace. I'll come back to that. Let's put another. They all say day off of priorities. Remember. We'll do remember. Reminder, remember. And I do not like the, we'll do it right in there. I don't trust the sticker glue. There we go. Reminder, remember on January 6th to stay connected to people. Let's see, what else do I want here? Oh. How about another piece of this? I've got tore some off. This has to be doubled. Yeah. I'm going to make it go clear across. Now I'll try see what kind of glue I can squeeze out of here. I've got quite a bit. That's good because I'm going to use fabric. I think I'll push it this way a little and trim it on this side. There we go. January 6th. Where's my... dark pen? Maybe a little something there. A scrap of something. Yep. Let's see, what do I have? A little tear. And we'll call this page done. So I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? 2, 1 I think was already done. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 5 pages. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. Arlene says she's hungry. Hi, Sarah. Dr. 6IU. Welcome in. The top left is the glue stick. She found it for me. I have a pen. Maybe I put it over here. I don't think I have a whole lot of glue left in this little glue spreader. And that goes to the top of the glue. And I got my 2 ink pens here. Scissors. Put them over there. All right, page 7 says, January 7th, may God give you eyes to see beauty only the heart can understand. Amen. I need more eyes to see beauty only the heart can understand. January 7th. And I think I'll go back to the sticker pages, but I don't know if I want to do more of these. Let's see what's in that book. Where did I put my book? Put it over here. Let's see what else is in here. I think this was a planner. I like the butterflies. These are kind of motifs. Let's pull this page out. Let's pull this page and a bunch of butterflies. Ooh, I see some gold butterflies too. All right. I'm going to use up all this stuff. $9, but I think I got this in Happy Mail. I don't think I paid $9 for this. I don't buy sticker books as a general rule like this. I think I want some plain paper, or I could do some stamping and put those butterflies on my stamping. Let's do that. And I have these inks out. I'm sure I got this at a sale. What do I have here? Gold and black, and I don't know if this is pigment ink or ink 3. This is the first time I've opened them. Waterproof, hybrid, acid-free, fade out, no line coloring, detail ink. We'll try this. I'm sure I probably got it at one of the online sales. Can't get it open. How does it open? There we go. This is a kind of a gray, which will be okay. Let's just do a little. I don't even know how good this ink is. We're going to see. Oh, maybe that's too light. Maybe I don't have enough of it. Let's try the black. And I think I have to squeeze it on the side. I have trouble getting these open. This one feels like it's sealed. There we go. Maybe I didn't press my ink down enough, my stamp down enough in there. Oh, that's better. Let's do the side here. Yeah, that works for me. I'm getting it all over my fingers. And that's what art is about. Getting it all over you. This is juicier than the gray. I like that. Covered up my January. Let's keep it juicy. All right, I'm going to put butterflies on this. These feel pretty sticky. I'm going to use them. These are vellum, which is nice. Let's make him fly. No, he's better this way. I'm only going to be on probably about 45 more minutes at 7 o'clock Central. I like that. Now, do I want to put maybe a couple of these little corner butterflies up at the top? Here, this one. Come on. Over this way. Come on, little butterfly. Put it in here. And another one facing this one. And I kind of like that, but I need to rewrite my January. It's kind of texted over it. January 7th. I like that. Now let's do the same thing with the pen here. There. I think I'll call that good. Let's take a minute here. Arlene says, I'm hungry. I'll be back in a bit. I got an ad. Dee Dee says, okay, Arlene. Arlene says, gotta go. Y'all stay out of the weather and have a blessed day. Dee Dee said she has to go too. She said, have a blessed day. Sarah, Dr. 6IU, good morning, good morning. Top left is the glue stick. Mina says, have a blessed day. Everybody's starting their Saturday. I'm going to stay for about 45 minutes, more like 44 minutes now. Brenda, hi Brenda Ashford. Hello out there, lady. Mina says, could you find what text they're using, Arlene? Arlene says, Mina, the high school introduced a new class a couple years ago called Societal Economics. I have no desire to go back to school, but I'd love to get my hand on that curriculum. Probably find the teacher teaching it. I got out of my chat here. Sarah's waving hello. Ba-ba-dee-da-ba-ba. Brenda says, good morning. Mina says, nope, you're still a brain. Lots of experience and emotional wisdom. Pre-stroke, I was a math gal. Now I struggle with 2 + 2. Yeah, me too. I wasn't really a math gal, but I could do general math. I could do algebra, basic algebra. I love geometry, but you get me into that trig and calculus and all those higher mathematics. Nope. And it's such a shame because the computer graphic programs are really math-based. Well, Shay. C-H-E-L-L-Y is pronounced Shay. All right, I'm caught up with that. Let's proceed on. I do like this page a lot. And we want to go to, do I have more than one page there? Nope, this is, yeah, I got 8 stuck in there. Come on. January 8th. It's another big day. Dear Lord. I say that a lot. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Grant me the grace of wonder. Ooh. Surprise me. Amaze me. Awe me in every crevice of your universe. Ooh, that's quite a prayer. Each day, enrapture me with your marvelous things without number. I do not ask to see the reason for all. I only ask to share the wonder of it all. Abraham Joshua Herschel. That's quite a prayer. I say, dear Lord, help me remember my name. January 8th. See, I was going to work in this journal last night, and I never got it done. What do we have here? We've got more stamp. Could cut a strip. I've got fabric here. Got some of Jacqueline's wonderful dyed cheesecloth. And I think I discovered I could tear this. Let's try. Oops. It didn't tear like I expected it to. I'll save that for something else. What else do I have? I don't think I like this. I'm going to toss it. I have more of this. I have more flowers. I think I'll put those back in the box. have this piece of lace. I like that. Up in here. Where's that piece I tore? Maybe some of this. I'm going to try to tear this. Oops, did I knock you guys in the face? Let's see how this... If I can just get a strip of it. And I got a good strip of it. We're gonna... And I think I'm going to put this down with the glue stick because it'll stick on there, I think. And if I use like my fine art glitter glue or even wet glue, it'll soak through the cheesecloth. Now I might use the fine art glitter glue to attach my piece of lace down. Let's do this. I can't get it unfurled here. Now I think Jacqueline is going to sell some of Kellyanne's things today, and I don't know what time. Jacqueline, if you're out there listening, let me know. I want to say it's later in the afternoon, but it could be earlier. I don't know. I forgot what time she said she'd be on. But I generally see the notifications. Jacqueline is Lovely's Crafting Lodge. And Kellyanne sells a lot of jewelry. And I think Jacqueline said she was going to have some sale prices. Now I'm going to see if that'll stick. I think I tried it before and it stuck. Brenda says, when you read it off and said fade out, I wanted to know what they meant by that. Oh, that ink sounds neat. This gives a non-line effect. What are we talking about? Mary, I looked up that ink. Let me come back to that. Hold on. I don't want my paste to dry out, my glue to dry out on here. Brenda says, Mary, I looked at that ink. They are designed to stamp light, used to stamp and color. When you use it with markers or watercolor, the lines turn the color of the color that touches them. Really? How interesting is that? Thank you, Brenda. Ink 3. Acid-free, activate, and non-fading, waterproof, fast drying. This is the black. Let's see what the gray said. Ink 3, fade out, no line coloring. Specialty hybrid, acid-free and archival. Waterproof, fast drying, crisp, bright, non-blending impression, all-purpose. Works great on all paper surfaces. Use heat set on glass, wood, fabric, plastic, metal, and clay. Works well with alcohol markers. Looks like pigment, but dries like dye. Interesting. That's interesting to know, Brenda. Thank you for sharing that. I was thinking I'd put this piece here before and then put this on top of it. Now, this piece of old crochet lace is going to go here, but I think I'm going to put it on with my fine art glitter glue. I've got my pen stuck in there. Let me see if I can't get it flowing here. Let's try the other needle. I don't use the fine tip on these. It frustrates me. See, I've got this one clogged pretty good. Well, that needle's. Let me get a better needle pen. Oh. Pretty well have it clogged. Let's see. Now, how do I want to do it? I think I'll turn it over and put dots of glue on this if I can get dots of glue out of it. Yeah, I'm not very good with caring for these tips on these jars. It's going through there pretty good. Let's try it now. There it comes. Come on. Yeah. I think, too, I need to put some more glue in here. There we go. And this is pretty good glue. This will stick once I get it on there. Come on. Yeah, hold on. I need to clean this cap out. I do like the glue. There we go. Put some on there. Okay. There we go. I like it. I like it. Now let's put the... I got this little pin embellishment from Rebecca Wells. She sells on Sunday afternoons. I've got to watch the rest of this month, though. I spent a lot at Jacqueline's last night, so I might have to skip Rebecca this week, but I'll be back, Rebecca. Let's put some of this darker over here. I like Rebecca's work. She does beading. She makes these beautiful dangles. She sells dyed well, I don't know if all her fabric. She sells fabrics. She was selling batiks the other day. And I got some over here. I'll get them out here in a minute. Show you what I got. They're just right here beside me. Let's put this down. I'm only going to be on until 7 Central, so about a half an hour. I'm kind of keeping watch of my time because I know some of the gals come on Saturday mornings. There we go. I feel like I need a butterfly in here. Let's grab a butterfly. This one or that one? This one's really kind of dark. I think I'll grab it. Now I need one up there. No, I don't. I'll just leave it. January 8th. I like to do the outlining around the text here. I feel like it sets that verse off. Looks like I got a little in there. There we go. I've got a couple pieces that I got from Rebecca. Batiks. Beautiful batik. I got 2 pieces here, so she was selling fat quarters. She gave me a half a yard. This is a batik. I'm not sure what she called it, what color she called it, but I got a lot of it. I'm going to use it in my slow stitch. And then this is a bit darker piece. Also kind of a tie-dye watercolor effect. And then this is gold and black, which I really like this. I thought it had some red, but I guess I have it. I think I bought it, but I don't have it right at my hand over here. All right. So I think I have time to do another page. January 9th. Let's look at chat, see if I have to say hello to anybody. This gives a non-line effect. Yeah, that ink does sound good, doesn't it? When you read it off and said fade out, I wanted to know what they meant by that. Interesting. I watched part of a short video. They look like they'd be fun to play around with. We'll have to try that. I'm not sure I want to try it in here because I want to use up scraps. But I'll keep these out, Brenda, and we'll try that experiment. I've got a gold one here too, or a white one. Is that white or gold? I guess it's kind of a white. Probably put it on. Oh, this is clear embossing and watermark ink. So this is for embossing. This is not embossing ink here. So the black, and I think this is kind of a gray color. Fade out, no line coloring, detail ink. And this is embossing ink. I'm not sure where I got them. I kind of think they came from Rebecca but I've had them around for a while. Rebecca sells all different stuff. So January 9th says, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God forgave you. Ephesians 4:32. God forgive you, Mary, all of your sins. And I'm sure not without sin. January 9th. So this is kind of a mix of a spiritual and a friendship journal. Now I've used fabric here. I'm going to get rid of the fabrics. And I don't know about that trim. I have some red. I kind of like the red here. And what else do I have? I've used the postage stamp. Here's some black trim. Oh, what else do I have here? I've got a little square of red. This is my last page. This says Vintage Christmas. I'll reach in my box and get some fresh stuff. I still have my numbers, some of my numbers there. What's this? Oh, you know what I want to use? What did I do with it? I want to use, I got that, but I like these dice. I was drawing dice. Let's use the dice. I'll tear it. Let's see what else I have in my box here. Something fresh. Something fresh. Got another red square. Oh, I've got some of this. Oh, dyed scrappy paper. Ooh, let's keep that out. I get toward the bottom and I have a lot of product tags in here. Bobby pin tags. All right, let's just use what I pulled. And I'm going to put these others back in. I might want my butterflies out. Don't get too much out here. And we'll use these another time. I'm going to have to get me a bigger scrap box. Got a bunch of little stuff I'm going to toss to stick into my fingers. Hold on. I got to get rid of this little stuff that's bothering me. A little piece there. All right. Janet Nash should find a use for those, but Mary says it's scrap of scrap of scrap. Alrighty. So let's see what I have. I have my dice and my numbers. Gosh, I like these here. And I have some trim, some fabric, some red. I can put my dice on the bottom. I have to be conscious of where that page ends. I don't think I like it on the bottom. This may not fit on here. Good. So maybe I'll save those for something else. Let's go with this red flannel, and I'll have to put that on with glue. Use that fine art glitter glue. See if I can get, maybe I'll try this, because it needs to be used up. And I got the little spreader on the bottom of it. Thank you, Deborah Brown. She's in crafting heaven now, I guess you could say. She's no longer with us. All right. Let's take this black and put it here. Put it over on this side, because it can hang out a little. I think I'm about to the end of this glue. Which is a good thing. It means I'm using it up. It means I'm using it up. Might have to put some there. Under it. Yeah. And let's see. I've got these red squares. I kind of like them. Let's cut. Yeah. I use my glue stick. Now I'm going to take my numbers and put my needle that I had in that glue stick, that glue bottle. Put my numbers here. I don't like how they're taking up all the red though. Let's trim this blue border off. Some of that red show. And if I put it all the way down, yeah. Now, I undoubtedly will have to re-glue some of this. And I don't mind doing that. All right, now I just have this. Maybe I'll put this in there. I kind of like that. Just take a little bit of this. Kind of build it up a little. Can I stick you under there? I don't know if that's gonna stay for me. Let's use some of this. I think this is probably about the, I think it's spitting out on me. These are not refillable. It's too bad because they're a nice little container. There we go. I'm liking that. Now let's just take a strip of this. For the underneath part here. Whoops. It's folded. Right in there. Don't ask me what 6, 11, 4, and 15 mean. They're not even good Powerball numbers. I think I need another Powerball number. Aren't there 5 of them? I think you pick 5 Powerballs and then you have a power play if you buy the power play, and it picks it for you, I think. I haven't bought a Powerball since the huge one that somebody down in, I think Arkansas or Missouri, somebody down south won it. I sure wish I could get these dice on there. I probably could if I put them diagonal. Why they fit on there? Let's put them on there. See if my glue will hold them. My glue stick. And then I'll trim the edges. I need some more glue on this. Let's trim. Yeah. Oops, something fell. I knocked something off on the floor. I think it was a cap to my glue stick. Always knocking stuff off with my hands, with my arms. Come on, Mary. Still not sticking. There we go. I kind of like that there. Should have put that cap up on the... Ah, where did it grow off to? put it up in the bucket. Hold on. I gotta move my chair. I ran over a book or something here. When I backed it up, it's still not sticking there. All right, one more thing. This is all about forgiving. Because you were forgiven. String. Didn't get it off. Got part of it off on my finger. There we go. Now I got a gluey finger. Alrighty. Look at it. Scraps. Alrighty, I'm liking what I've done today. And it is 6:52. So this is January, well, this is really the inside cover, the owl is. And January 1 I had done. I like it. Kind of the beginning of the year, time and measurement and music. January 2 is where I started today, I think. And I used the checked and some fabric stamps there. January 3 has a rabbit, and these look like houses to me. I've got a glue on my thumb here. Scrap. It's all paper scrap. January 4 is the black page. And you know, I can take this off now, that painter's tape. I put painter's tape to hold that rose ribbon down. Looks like I got a scrap in there. There we go. I like that. January 4. I do like this page a lot. January 5. Build with the best. Using more of the checked Christmas wrap. January 6th was all about connecting the people and seek out things that bring you joy. Scraps bring me joy. Got a little cross stitch sewing machine stitch down there. Got reminder and remember, butterfly. I like how that red pops, little scrap of red. January 7th was all about the text stamp and the black butterflies. I like that. January 8th was the scrap crochet piece and cheesecloth and a butterfly. And it says, Dear Lord, grant me the grace of wonder. I like that prayer. January 9th is my last one, and it's all about dice and numbers and forgiveness. So I have January 10 through January 23 to do. What, that's 13 pages? 13 or 14 pages, and I did 2 through 1, 2, is that January 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 2 through 9. Is that 8 pages today? And I have, what, 12 here to do? So maybe another morning, or maybe work on a couple on the, let's see, did I do the 30th? I think I did the 30th today, didn't I? So I did another page. No, I didn't do the 30th or the 31st. So I've got 2 more pages in January to do. I've got about 14 days, half a month of January. But if I do, no, I'll stream tomorrow night, which would be what, February 1st? So I'll do February 1st, which is here, and then I'll try to do these 2. Working back to 30 and 31. And then I might spend another morning session, I don't know when. We'll just keep working back. If I can do 1 page and then work back a couple, I'll eventually get it done. So which one do I want to make my thumbnail? I think I like either the dice or the butterfly one. Where's the dice? The dice are down here. I think this one is bolder. I'll do this one for my thumbnail. And these will be put back in the box. Hold on. This is scrap. This goes back in the box. Well, it's all scrap, but this is scrap that's going to get thrown away. This is scrap that's going to be kept. That goes in the Christmas journal. And that goes in there. And this is my scrap box. I'm going to have to get a bigger box, I think. Still using up this. I have a whole bag of Christmas paper. I'm going to paper a cardboard box to put some of the Christmas decorations I need to put away. But I never quite get it done because I'm doing all this other stuff. Alright, let me fold this up and then I'll come out and say goodbye. Whoops. Oh, I didn't use these. Well, next time. I'm closing up my box here. There we go. Now I've got more scrap. So I want to thank you guys for sticking with me on a Saturday morning. Some of you came in and said good morning and left. You got to get on with your day. Sarah, we've been iced in. It's still cold, but the roads are clear. Brr, don't go out. Just enjoy your Saturday in. I've got a piece of lace here. And we'll play with these inks, Brenda. I'm kind of curious myself now. You looked it up and got me curious. Sarah says, good for you getting out, Brenda, especially if it's cold where you are. Oh, I told her to stay in. She's going out. Brenda, I have to giggle at her. She names her cows. Her female cows, she gives them male names. I can't remember them all, but she was listing out all the names of her female cows that she calls Harry or Tom or whatever. She's going out. What are you going? Where are you going? She says, I need to get up and meet the day. I'm heading into town to meet friends. Well, that's okay. Being here by myself most of the time, I get tired of my own company. Well, good. You have a great day. I think she's gone. Sarah, she's going out, Mary. Don't tell her to stay in. She's going to go meet her friends. All right. Well, thank you, guys. Oh, there's Asa Alberg. Hello. I missed saying hello to you. Welcome in. Sometimes when I'm working on and I'm really focused on what I'm doing, I miss people that come in. So welcome in, welcome in. If I don't say hello to you, hello. And I think I'm pretty well caught up with chat. So have a great day, be safe, and it's 7 o'clock on the dot here, according to that phone. So I'm going to go ahead and head out. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.